Hello, good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are having a blessed Sunday. So, I thought I'd make a quick video because I had a little bit on my mind. Yes, so I had a little bit on my mind, so I just wanted to share. So, I am currently seeing after my elderly mother that is suffering from Parkinson's and dementia. Her walking is like, she cannot walk because the Parkinson's is progressing in a way. So it's not even that, it's like she just is not stable enough to walk. Like her legs are just very shaky to walk. And so she's 100% dependent on me, and I have my teen kids. We all help. So it's a sad thing because before my mom having this illness or whatever, we were not the closest. And, you know, I love her. We're still not the closest, but it's sad because she doesn't remember a whole lot of things. I don't believe she necessarily remembers how she treated others. You know, it's just one of those things. I don't think she remembers a whole lot. And I'm not here to really guilt trip her about the way she treated me or treated my children, or the way she has treated other people. But I guess it's good for her that she doesn't remember how she treated people. Anywho, so my mother had been married to her husband for over like 20 something years. And the way that they met, like their love story, the way that they met was, she was kind of out there running the streets. You know, she was kind of a street lady, gambling and drinking, partier. And she was very attractive back then. You know, she was light skinned, curly, pretty hair. You know, she was on the thin side. You know, had a great, I guess, personality, attitude back then. And a lot of men liked that look. They still like that look. So she was one of them chicks. And not to say she never worked or anything, because she did. But when she did work, she was like a daycare. She worked at a daycare for many years. She did in-home care for many years. She worked at a group home for many years. So she worked at a school for a couple of years. So she did work, and she worked with people, caring for people, seeing after people. Before that, when she was in high school, she ran track. So she was good at track. She was an athlete. And she was a soccer coach. So she was, you know, she had her good things, her good points. But throughout the years, she ended up turning to drugs, alcohol, and gambling. And she met her husband that was a man of the streets, that was addicted to crack cocaine. And he was easy money. He was easy with the ladies. You know, he liked it, the ladies. And so when they met each other, she was a dealer and he was the smoker. That's how they met. She had her own battle with smoking drugs at one point, but then she turned into the dope dealer, pusher. And she met him. He was addicted, and he always said he loved the way she looked. And she always said she liked him because he had money. So they hooked up. That's how they got together. She looked good to him and he had money. So she ran off a lot of women and, you know, throughout the years, and she helped him get established, like as far as, I think when she met him, he had a lawsuit from a car wreck. And he was a retired vet, so she did all the paperwork. She did all the paperwork to help him get his veterans money and disability and all this stuff. She had started off as his payee, then he ended up getting his own money on his own. And he paid for all the bills and everything. And so she was used to him paying for everything, and he gave her, I guess, a little bit of allowance from time to time. And then I guess when she felt like she wasn't getting enough or she needed more, she would go work. So so he tried to get at me at one point, and I kind of told her, and it kind of started some friction. And then since that point on, he never liked me after that. After that point on, he never liked me. And then he kind of turned her against me. And then he had these long lost kids. And he would tell a story about his kids and his family and mother and brother and all this stuff. And he left home, never went back. And she was like, I'm going to find your kids. And he was like, no, don't find my kids. She's like, no, I want to find your kids. He kept telling her no, she finds the kids. Well, she goes and finds these kids, and then they're happy and all this stuff, but he's really not happy because he's telling her, like, why'd you find my kids? I don't want my kids around. And then when him and her would get into it, he would call his kids and tell his kids bad stuff about her and about me, and then he would talk bad to us about the kids. So it was like he would go back and forth, like back and forth. And then my mom would talk bad about me with him to his kids, right? This is part of my targeting too. So they would talk the most horrible stuff about me to his kids. And I would hear him tell stuff to me like, you know, you're not more successful than my kids.